Well, what's up, guys? So, I had these amazing plans to take the boat out and go try to catch the first fish off the boat. But I came out here, so I've had the batteries on the chargers, and so I came out here after I charged those batteries. I took this anchor trolley thing that was on the front of the boat here. I took that off, and then I got the trolling motor hooked back up, and it wouldn't start. It wouldn't run. The trolling motor wouldn't run. And so I was kind of freaking out because I had just charged the battery. I ended up pulling all the wiring out. I put dielectric grease on everything, and I plugged the battery back in. It still didn't work. So I said, well, whatever. I put it on the charger for like 10 minutes, stuck it back on there. It ran for like 15 minutes. Basically, that battery's garbage. So I'm glad I tested that before going out because I would have been stuck out on the lake by myself. So it's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. So I'm just going to assume that the battery in the back here is also bad, and I'm going to replace that one. And I don't think I'm going to do that until the spring. So there's a very good possibility that this boat is not going to move until next year. But also, everything that I'm seeing online is saying to replace this gray fuel line. So I went to the marine places looking for new fuel line, and all the fuel lines they had were gray. Well, everybody is saying just to replace it with regular black fuel line from an auto parts store. So I need to replace that, and the bulb, I guess, on this marine line, it can start to like deteriorate inside and wreak havoc on your motor. So let's see. Yeah, I took that anchor trolley off. This is all working. But yeah, I got the windshield off. I bought a bunch of crap to hook that back up, but it's not going to work like I thought it would. So I'm just going to go ahead and order like real quick detach things for this windshield so I can take it on and off. So when I have it off, I can run a cover on the boat a whole lot easier if I want to do that. So anyways, guys, boat's not going to work, but I want to go fishing today, so we are going to get out there anyways. We're just going to be on our feet. I'm not going to take the kayak out today because it is supposed to get really windy. I was hoping to get this thing out before the wind picked up, and just not going to work. So I guess that's boat ownership for you. But anyways, let's go hop in the truck, head to the lake, and see if we can catch something. All right, guys, so I've made it down to the first spot. It's a little creek spot. As you can see, kind of goes down there. It is pretty dirty looking. Came down here in hopes that I would be blocked from the wind a bit. I don't know if you guys can see those trees moving around. The wind is howling out there. So I've got some night crawlers, and I've got, I'm sure that sun right behind me is great. I've got some night crawlers. I've got a medium action spinning rod, and this is already rigged up with a slip bobber and a fairly large hook, but we're just going to start with that. And I guess if I can't hit anything with this, I'll put on a little jig head and start throwing a worm on a little jig head. But we'll see what we can do here if I can get through all this. It is pretty dirty, but I can see a bunch of bait fish down there, like minnows and whatnot. But if you can see, there's moss and stuff and leaves all over the top of the water. So who knows what we'll be able to hook into. But I'm gonna get you guys strapped on the chest mount here. We're gonna get to fishing, see if we can hook into something. Stay tuned. All right, I really don't feel like this is gonna be the best setup, but it's about, might as well try it. We'll set her like a foot deep. See if I can pull this weight down at all without jacking my line up too bad. Yeah. And we're just going to go ahead and toss a little piece of night crawler on here, see if we can hook into something. I'm hoping this slightly larger hook here will keep away the bluegills and whatnot, but probably not. I'll probably get robbed a bunch, but who knows? Might get a big old dongly bass or something to eat it. Ouch, just got poked. All right, we're gonna go ahead and just toss this whole worm on here because why have not? I haven't used any of these worms yet. They've been in my truck all night. Thankfully they stayed alive, but the weather has been cool enough. We're just basically gonna drop it down in here and see if something hits it. Looks like it took a leaf down with it. Who knows if there's anything right here or how deep it is. I mean, but the fish may have moved out of the creek too, considering the weather conditions. I don't really know. Or they can all see me and I scared them off because I'm standing right above them with the sun at my back. Yeah, there's minnows everywhere. I don't know if I'm gonna get anything to eat, considering the minnow population. I mean, it's gonna have to be a bluegill or something to eat that, because the bass have to be well fed. I know you guys can't see them on the camera, but whew, something's down there, because I just saw all the bait fish spook. Oops, something's got it. Oh, come on, something was eating it. Well, screwed up my first hit. All right, guys, well, welcome back. So it is now day 2. I fished for probably 6 hours yesterday. I hit 3 different spots, had 0 luck. I had 1 nibble at a creek spot that I fished. So this morning I am up at the butt crack of dawn. Sun's not actually up yet. It is 7 a.m. on the dot, and I'm gonna fish this little lake here. And they have just, probably a few weeks ago, they stocked some trout in here, some rainbow trout. So every year Nebraska does that. So I'm gonna go head down here and see if I can catch some trout. We'll see what we can do. I've got trout nuggets, I've got worms, I've got some spinners. Anyway, stay tuned, guys. Let's see if we can catch some trouts here. Sun's just coming up over the hills over there, guys. I'm gonna go right down here by this little spillway thing. Set up right there. I've only got 1 rod. Make our way down here and get a line casted out and see if we can catch something. All right, we are just gonna set up right here. And I don't have a rod holder or anything. The water is incredibly clear. So this is just a medium action rod, simple bobber, split shot, and a little hook. And I'm gonna throw on some power bait trout nuggets to start out with. If I can find them in here. We're gonna start with some of these guys. They usually work pretty well for me. If not, we've got night crawlers, or I could throw like a inline spinner or something, but we'll start with these and see if we have any luck with this. Let's get one of these guys put on. They still smell incredibly terrible, so that's probably a good thing. And let's see how this is. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it. That's, I don't know, it's about 1.5 feet probably. I'm gonna stick that on just like that, and we'll see if we can get a hit. See if we get something to bite. I know you guys probably won't be able to see that bobber very well, but hell, it's hard for me to see the bobber. The guy over there just got another one. All right, made a move. Let's see if we have any luck over here. Wind is just ripping my bobber. I'm way up on a dock now, but it is nice and windy, guys. Nice and windy. There we go. Something's got it. Something's got it. There we go. Got one. That took forever. Bam, guys. Finally got one. Well, I set a spot. Let's go ahead and get this guy in the cooler. I really only want to keep like 2 of them, but the limit is 5, so we'll see what we can do here. We'll just go ahead and get him off. They're feisty, so I don't like screwing around with them too much. But there we go. We've just standing up here like, man, I cannot catch fish, and I finally caught one. We're gonna go ahead and throw another trout nugget on. See if we can hook into another one, guys. is just ripping, guys. We are in a wind advisory. I want to say it's like 30-mile-an-hour winds today. It's got to be going at least 15, 20 right now. Trying to keep the camera out of the wind. There we go. Something's taking it. There we go. Okay. Bam. That is not what I'm looking for. Big old gill. It's not what I want. Definitely not what I want. Thoughts of keeping him are, I mean, trout and gill sandwich. He's big enough, but not what I'm looking to keep. We'll go ahead and let him go. It's a cool fish though. He's got some good color to him. At least I caught something, right? I'm about ready to call it with this wind. It's kind of ridiculous. About all I could do is fish right here. Stupid gill face. All right, guys, that's going to be the end of that one. Fishing was rough. It is incredibly windy. I'm just happy that I caught something, because I've been skunked a few times lately. So it was nice to catch something, even if we only got the one trout, which is what I was actually targeting this morning. We did manage to get that little bluegill, but whatever. Since I only caught the one trout, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that in the freezer and use that as bait at some point, cut bait for like catfishing, something like that. It's not worth trying to cook up one little trout. So that's about it, guys. Hopefully the next fishing adventure will be much better. I could get that boat out this year, but I don't feel like it's really worth it to spend the money on the batteries and have to leave them sitting on the charger all winter. But I'm definitely looking forward to having that thing available next year, so that the fishing adventures can get a little bit better, and the camping and travel adventures can also get a little bit better using that. But that's about it, guys. I guess stay tuned for the next adventure. I'll see you in a bit.